Hi there, this is Craig, and this is another mindfulness podcast. The theme for this one is equanimity, which is a lovely word. I really like that word, equanimity. So, equanimity actually means kind of non discrimination. It means treating everything, everyone, everything the same. Now, that sounds really hard. It sounds a really difficult thing to attain, this equanimity. But we start small and we start gradual. We start by noticing that we have preferences, we have preferred things, which is often, manufactured in some ways in our heads. So an example I'll give is Monday morning versus Friday afternoon. So you might find on Monday morning when you wake up that you're immediately in your head and it's Monday and I've got all this stuff to do and I can't believe the weekend's over with. And you know what? I really hate Mondays. You might think things like that, unless you really like Mondays, of course, which is entirely possible. But you may notice that a lot of people prefer Fridays. Friday is this like promise of the weekend. It's the promise of no work for 2 days. I can not do anything. I can just sit and relax. So you could say that people have a preference to Friday afternoon over a Monday morning, when the actuality of existence, of life, is neither time is any different to the other, really. Each day the sun rises and passes over and sinks again. It does the same every day, even though the days are subtly different. But we focus on Monday as a bad thing or a negative thing. And so you could say that's non equanimity, that's non equanimitous. You're judging the Monday before it even starts. You could be in your bed moaning about Monday morning before you've even got out of bed. And the present moment situation is you're in bed. That's what's actually happening. Everything else is a thought process or a judgment on Mondays. So, if that happens to you on a Monday morning, I would advise breathing before you even come out of bed. Practice your breath. Smile if you can. Notice if you don't want to smile. Try and smile and go, yep, another day. What can I be grateful for? There's a podcast on gratitude that tells you a bit more about that. So you might have a gratitude, you might go, oh, I'm alive, I've got a whole day ahead of me, it's sun shining outside, I can see the sunlight streaming through the window. I'm in the moment, let me get up, right, I feel the ground under me, heel toe as I walk, I notice how I'm walking. I'm walking from my bedroom into the bathroom, now I'm cleaning my teeth, really noticing the cleaning of my teeth. I'm being mindful. When you're mindful, you're not judging, you're not in your head analyzing things, and you're not moaning about Monday. So that's how you can overcome these kind of preferences, is like try and become mindful, and you find that the judgment and the preferences kind of diminish a little bit. You may find after a lot of this practice that Monday mornings don't bother you so much. They're not such a problem. And you start living life in a more equanimitous state where you're accepting just what is coming your way. And this is true for emotions as well. We tend to have a preference for happiness and joy over pain and discomfort, which I can understand why, because pain is painful and happiness is happy. But in mindfulness, we accept everything. Whatever comes is what is happening in the moment. And this is where your equanimity can help. Rather than wishing something away or feeling disappointed that something has arrived, I can't believe I have a headache again. This is awful. Why me? That's non-equanimity. That's non-mindfulness. You're judging your headache. But if you welcome in your headache, you just accept that it's there, Okay, I have a headache. What do I do about that? Well, maybe I'll go and lie down again, or maybe I'll get some liquid down me. Maybe I'm dehydrated, or interesting. Let's try something. Let's see what happens to this headache. You're not beating the headache up or beating yourself up for having the headache or being disappointed that you woke up with a headache and the day before you were fine and what's going on and this is not right and this is judging. So you want to come out of your judging mind and accept whatever comes, whether you have a headache, whether you're anxious, whether you're sad, whether you're happy. It's all the same, just like a Monday is the same to a Friday. That's equanimity. You're not discriminating against anything. So if you are feeling unpleasant things, I quote unpleasant as a judgment. If you are feeling something, being with the feeling of it, even for a short while, is practicing your equanimity, it's practicing your patience and your understanding and your acceptance of having these things in your life. So if you're anxious, be with your anxiety. If you're sad, be with your sadness. If you need to cry, cry. Just let all of these things come, bubble up in you in the moment. Accept them, welcome them in, and they will bubble away again, and you'll be left with the next moment and the next moment. And if you live life in this way, then nothing is a threat, nothing is a problem. Monday mornings are not a problem. Headaches are not a problem. Anxiety is not a problem. All of these things you're just experiencing in this moment. So if you can breathe and be okay with those, they will pass through quicker than if you were fueling them with your thinking and your judgments of these situations. What we cling to with our mind just lasts longer. We're adding fuel to those fires, if you like. If you let go of thinking, you're just left with the feeling. And if you're being with the feeling, with your equanimity and your acceptance, then it passes through. You're back in the flow of the universe. You could think of a tree as not being particularly non-equanimitous. It doesn't judge other trees or blame birds for landing in its branches or anything like that. It just is. It just exists. And if we were more like what nature did out there, we would lose a lot of our suffering. So that's what equanimity is. So notice when you have a preference for something, whether something's more your favorite than something else. This includes people. Notice if someone comes into your room and you're like, oh God, here he is again. Notice the immediacy of the subconscious, the huffy puffiness that descends. Catch it with your mindfulness and try and let it go and see if you can treat things the same. Can I treat this person the same as someone I actually like? Why is it that I don't like this person, or why does this person do this to me? Becoming curious about it is part of your understanding, and that will change how your equanimity is with people. So it is a practice. It does take time to cultivate. Don't beat yourself up if you find you have a preference for something. It's totally fine. It's just curious to notice these things. There'll be things that you'll be able to let go of, like Mondays, for example. There'll be things that you won't be able to let go of, and that's fine. But we're at least being curious about ourselves, and we're trying to reach out to everybody and everything, and we're practicing our non-judgment as best as we can. And you find if you do that over time that your preferences will lessen, and you will find that you'll be able to be okay in whatever comes your way. So we'll just finish with a little meditation as we always do. So just relax where you are, close your eyes. I will strike my little bell here to begin. So just relax, I'll guide you through. So just start by noticing your breathing. Notice your in-breath and your out-breath. Feel the air as you breathe in. Feel the air as you breathe out. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. And notice if you breathe through your mouth or through your nose, or how you breathe. And then just try and change it. Just instead of breathing through your nose, perhaps breathe through your mouth, or vice versa. Just noticing any differences or any preference to one way or the other. Just see if you can let go of any discomfort with breathing in a different way. Breathing in, smiling. Breathing out the present moment. And just tune into your body while you're here. Just notice how it's feeling. If there's any emotions or sensations, just smile at each of these sensations. Even if it's discomfort or achiness, smile and welcome in everything that's there. Breathing in, smiling. Breathing out, releasing any tension. And just take a moment just to sit and enjoy the quietness of where you're sitting. Just noticing any sounds that might arise. Just letting everything come and go in each moment. So just take another few conscious breaths. And just when you're ready, gently open your eyes, come back to your space. So, thank you again for the meditation and for listening to this podcast. I hope it's giving you some insight into equanimity, and hopefully you'll hear from me soon on another podcast. So stay safe and stay well, and I will speak to you another time. Thank you.